I.Eat.Games. Yeah.
Hey Witchers, Mark here, and we are playing The Witcher 3. We are doing the contract Devil by the Well, and this contract has a lot of steps. It's very early in the game. In fact, it's the first contract you get, and there's a lot to it, so I figured I would put together a guide to show folks how to get through it correctly. I'm going to show you how to get the quest. I'm going to cover from the very beginning to the very end of the quest, and some additional stuff so you can get some money and some goodies. If you want to go straight to the fight, go to 10 minutes and 41 seconds. If you're stuck on the investigation, I think I know what might be tripping you up. It's recommended level 2, which is definitely where we want to do it, or later. Be sure you have Spectre oil and yrden. Moon dust is not necessary, but it's helpful. The time of day matters. I will go over why, and I'm playing this on Death March, so it should be good for everybody playing the game. And if I'm missing something, let me know. All right, when we start the game, we come in through the front here. You can see that's the tavern, the very first tavern we go to. And near the end of that street, there's a notice board, and that's where we're going to pick up the contract. And this is my third time playing this game. I love this game. I've never made any guides or content for it. My wife and I were watching the show, and I thought I'd play it again. And she's like, well, why don't you make guides for it? And I thought, you know what? You're really smart. You're the smart person in this relationship. I should definitely do that because it would be fun. So anyway, in the notice board, there's the contract. There are a bunch of other stuff there, but that's what the Devil by the Well contract looks like. Let's go ahead and press A to accept it. And there's the notice board right there. Put a red circle around it. We're just going to walk around and go see Olodon. If you look in the upper right-hand corner, you can see our quest is updated. I'm standing in front of his house, so let's go ahead and go in, and he is near the back. So if you look, you see the little monster contract icon. You know that's the guy we need to talk to. So let's go ahead and press the A button and initiate the conversation. And he's going to tell us a pretty sad little story about his daughter. I'm going to go ahead and speed up the conversation here. But basically, his daughter is really sick from drinking the nasty dead body water in the river. The herbalist told him he needs clean water to heal his wife. His daughter. And that would be well water, but the well is being haunted. So we got to help him out. Now, be sure you negotiate. Playing on Death March, I tried a couple different amounts, but 24, 25 seems to be the way to go. So go ahead and select the amount that works for you. And you can see our quest is updated. We need to go find the spirit that hunts the whale. So let's go ahead and head out. We're going to hop on our faithful steed, Roach. And let me pull up the map here so we can see where it is. You can see it's south of us, all the way down there in the abandoned village on the map. I'll go ahead and zoom in there so you can get a good look at it. I'm going to go ahead and speed up this because we don't really need to watch. I mean, Roach is awesome, Geralt is awesome, but we don't need to really watch them running. Okay, so once you get here, you can see that if you look at the time of day, let me pull up the map real quick, just so we make sure everybody is here. I don't want to lose anybody in this guide. Now, if you notice the time of day, it does matter. If you come in between 12 and 6, the noonwraith is going to be here. And you could fight her, but I'm interested in getting the story and all the juicy little bits so we could understand everything. I recommend coming really early or late. That way she doesn't get in the way of the investigation because we got to check out things. If she's circling the well while you investigate, you can start the fight. So we're going to squeeze the left trigger, invoke the Witcher, use the Witcher vision, and if you look at the red here, that means that's something we can examine, and there's some grass that's been scorched. So there's been a fire. Suspicious. Don't forget to go over and check out the dog here. If you squeeze the left trigger using Witcher vision, you'll see that there was also a dog that was killed. Still looking for more information. If you look here at the update, it says, read the entry about the noonwraith in the Bestiary. Well, if you don't read that, it can cause an issue, and I will show you what I mean by that. So let's go into the first little house here, and you notice there is a red book. That means it's mission critical. It's the yellowed diary, and so when you collect it, press in the right stick so we can bring it up, and basically there were a group of folks who were really displeased by this lord. They created this new village called Hovel. Volker gave Claire a bracelet because he loves her. The lord, they left, came back, and he wanted to convince them to return, and it turns out the guy is really a jerk and somebody we don't want to mess around with. And he did some really bad things, and it's a really, really sad story. But if you turn around, there's a skeleton here. If that is not turning red, we need to be sure you read the bestiary. So go into the glossary, go to the bestiary, scroll all the way down to Devil by the Well, or Noonwraith, or both. Read them both, and don't forget to press right on the stick to look at their vulnerabilities. That has tripped up several folks. So if you're having an issue here, be sure you read the bestiary. And so then we will learn more about the Noonwraith. Squeeze the left trigger. Now you can interact with the skeleton. So check out the skeleton, and we'll learn that a man was stabbed, which is probably Volker. And then there's going to be blood trails. So squeeze the left trigger, and then we will see more of the blood. Examine the blood and the footsteps. And let's work our way out of the building, and we'll see some more. And this is gonna start a cutscene, and it has to do with Geralt putting together what happened with Claire and Volker. And I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking so you can hear it.
She was wounded, fought for her life. No body in sight, but might still find some tracks. Under the right conditions, bloodstains can remain visible for decades. Another print by the well.
What an intense mission to put so early in the game. I mean, there's just so much going on here. Man. Oh, also, don't forget to run around the house, collect all the goodies, collect everything we need. If you look on the map, you'll see that there are some areas we need to explore. So go ahead and go into the houses, collect all the goodies. They are not necessary really to get all the things, but there's a lot of good stuff in here. And when you reach this part of the house, don't forget to use Ard, all this debris. And we're going to use Ard to smash that stuff out of the way, and there's some other goodies on the other side of this. So let's go ahead and collect it, and we're going to run out. And when we get to the well, now that rope that he saw in the cutscene, we're going to go over and we're going to investigate it. So squeeze the left trigger, and let's go ahead and walk up to it. And press the A button to examine it, and this is going to start another cutscene. And, well, not quite yet. I mean, he's going to talk about all the stuff that he notices. But basically, he discovers a woman's skeleton in the well, and it's probably the woman from the journal, Claire. Her arm is missing, which means he's going to have to jump down there and see if he could find more information. You can see our quest log was updated. So go ahead and run up to the well. Press the B button, and we're going to jump over this wall, land in the water, and there are two things we need to grab in the water. We're looking for the bracelet, and that's going to be red, just like that. So squeeze the left trigger. We're going to swim down into the water. Let's see if I can get a good angle. There we go. So hold the X button or the dive button, and you will dive down. You can see the sparklies coming off the mission critical item, the ornate bracelet. So go ahead and grab it. Don't forget to turn around, and there is a little chest here with some more goodies in it. So go ahead and swim over there. We have plenty of breath. And swim to it. Grab the stuff that we will need for crafting later. And then let's go ahead and swim up. And when you get to the top, the way to get out of here, I know some people got stuck on this. Look for the white marking on the edge of this rock. That's where you're going to pull yourself up out of the water. So when you swim over towards it, remember, we're not pressing the A button, we're pressing the B button, or press and holding the B button to get out of there. And we'll get another little cutscene. He notices that it's the bracelet, Claire's bracelet, not Blair. Claire's bracelet. Go ahead and collect all the stuff that you can. There's a body of water over here, so let's go ahead and jump in. And we're going to swim down by holding the dive button. And go ahead and swim down here. There's really nothing to get. So when we reach this little area here, this elbow, you can see we're gonna swim to the right. But just to be safe, and I like to be safe in this stuff, in case you get caught in anything, swim up there, refresh your breath meter, and then we could swim out. You probably don't need it, but better safe than sorry. So if you listen to Geralt, we need to prepare. That's right. So we need to prepare our weapons, our oils, and a couple other things. So let's go ahead and run back towards the village. And let's go ahead and stop right before we get there so we can take care of a few things. So this is a really good opportunity to meditate. Don't forget to meditate. I have done it, and and not meditated, and it's affected me. Don't forget to bring up the weapon wheel and prep for yrden. Go ahead and select it so you have that. Then we're going to go into the bestiary, and let's double check the Devil by the Well and see. We need moon dust, we need specter oil, and we need yrden. Those are her vulnerabilities, and it's really important. So if you don't have specter oil, please go get that. Get all the ingredients you need because it will help. You don't have to level up yrden. The base yrden will work just fine. Let's go into our oils, and you're going to press A on the oil to apply it to the weapon. And now that it's on the weapon, that is going to help us too. So let's go ahead and go back into the village. We're going to start the fight right about now. So let's go in, and we're going to press A on the burned body to start the cutscene. And this is where we're going to summon. I love Geralt's remark here. Hey, I think it worked. So good. Okay, so when we start the fight off, don't forget to click in the right stick and target the Devil by the Well. Then throw down yrden, and our goal is to try and keep her in that circle because that is really going to make the difference in the fight. It's the most effective thing is using yrden. Now, don't use A ever. We're going to use B to dodge. A, yes, it works, but B, no stamina is used. So you can see I'm trying to pull her back in. When she is outside the ring, pull her back in by backing up, then go back in and attack her. I'm gonna dodge to the right because there's room in the circle, but okay, it's disappeared. So we got to keep an eye on this. We got to keep bringing up yrden. You have to have yrden up at all times, and keep her in the circle. It's one of the primary goals is to back up, pull her in, and when she's finally in there, dodge and get back in. Now, when she blinds you like this, she's summoning 3 lesser noonwraiths, and that's fine. They're really weak with the oil. You don't even have to worry about trying to get them in the yrden circle. That's not really that important. I mean, you don't even have to target them. You can, of course, but they're basically one hit and they're down. But pay attention. As soon as you get them down, she is going to reappear very quickly. Don't forget to monitor your health. She does a lot of damage, especially on Death March. So you can use food plus the swallow. Both of those are very important and very helpful, but use them at the same time. See how I'm backing up, pulling her in, and it makes such a huge difference to attack her in the yrden circle. And that's it. We got her, but it's not over yet. It's not over. We still have some things we need to do to make sure we get everything completed. Go ahead and loot all this stuff from her. There's some really helpful things in here like that emerald dust and the trophy. The emerald dust, that stuff is really expensive. It's like almost 500 crowns. So that's really helpful and it'll be useful for crafting. I think it's used for the viper swords. Anyway, let's go ahead and head back. You can see we need to go back to Oladan's place. So let's go ahead and hop on Roach, and we're going to take a quick ride down there so that we can tell him what we did and turn in the quest. Let's go ahead and go back. We're going to tell Oladan that the well was haunted by Claire. He doesn't really know who Claire is, but he thinks Tamira, the herbalist, does know her. So after we turn all this in, we're going to go visit her. Now, it's up to you if you want to keep the coin or take the coin. That's up to you. It's not really going to affect anything. I opted not to because it just feels better and it seems like the right thing to do. Now, once you turn the quest in, there's not going to be a quest marker for this. So this is all kind of secret and hidden. Go ahead and set the marker for the herbalist cabin. Go ahead and get back on Roach, and we're going to ride over there. It's not too far. And when you get over there, after you finish this quest, you're going to have a new dialogue option, and it is, have you ever known a woman named Claire? Basically, she's going to tell you she was like her best friend. Yes, she knew her. She and Volker made a new settlement because they hated the Lord because he was a really bad guy. The Lord came and visited him. There was a big argument because she made some comments about his son, and he essentially killed them, which is terrible. Terrible, terrible. So once you tell her the news, you're going to get 10 crowns, and you're going to get some other little goodies. Saltpeter is very useful for crafting some things that you will need. And that's about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, folks. It does help me out quite a bit. Thanks for checking out my video.